Hey everyone and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I'm going to be sharing with you my ultimate revision process. This is exactly what I did when I was in sixth form. This video is also helpful for GCSEs, A-levels, BTECs, whatever. I'm also using this to do my university exams, so it's sort of something that I've abided by for a very long time. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's sort of my all little tips and tricks on how to get the best grades, or what I did to try and get the best grades I possibly could. Before I get started, this video is partnered with What Uni. I have worked with this company a few times because they are absolutely wonderful. They've really helped me in the whole revision process and to get into university afterwards. I use them so much to compare universities and to see which university was the right one for me. I would definitely recommend going and checking their website out, which I will link down below. If you are struggling to find like the university that's right for you, or want to compare courses, see what different things different universities have to offer. You can also get prospectuses and look at what open days are coming up if you are interested and wanting to get a bit of an insight a little bit earlier. Without further ado, let's get into my revision techniques. I hope some of these are helpful to you, but revision is subjective, so don't worry if these things won't work for you. There is something that will. Let's get on to the video. So before I start any revision, I will always turn my phone on airplane mode. This way I avoid getting distracted. The next thing I'll do is plan my revision. I'm currently planning my revision for the weekend, so I use coloured highlighters. The pink one is for like fun things. I use yellow to schedule my revision and uni work. Green is for just random errands and other bits and pieces if I need to do like the laundry. And then orange is for my YouTube and blogging work. So this weekend is going to be super packed with lots of revision because I feel like I need to catch up, need to get ready for my exams coming up. All of the stuff I've planned this weekend is yellow, which is very frustrating, but I know that my Saturday night was going to be taken up by Megan's birthday, so that's great. If you want to go watch that vlog, then make sure to head over to my vlogging channel because I did vlog our night out. Before I got on with any revision in any of my subjects for GCSEs, A-levels, and even my uni exams, I always printed off the specification. If you don't have a specification or don't really know how to get hold of one, go and ask one of your teachers because I'm sure they'll give you one or guide you where to go online to find it. But I always printed off the specification so I knew exactly what I needed to know for my exams. However, at uni, we don't really have a specification, we just have a module handbook, so I decided to create my own specifications, so I covered all the different topics within each module. If you are struggling with biology or chemistry, this is a great resource for you. Whether you're doing your A-levels or GCSEs, I use this religiously. I thankfully got an account with Snap Provides and I'd highly recommend it. This woman is amazing. She creates little videos on every single section on the specification, so you're well informed of all the things you need to know for your exam. She also has summary pages and also note form of everything, so you have lots of different visual ways of learning. I'd highly recommend watching videos if you are struggling with concepts. It really helps someone going over it again for me, like in a really detailed and maybe a bit more simpler way. I definitely recommend checking out YouTube as well because there are so many revision YouTubers, which I will talk a little bit more about later. So if you've been an avid viewer of mine, you will know that cue cards are my way of life when it comes to exams. Everything is just so much easier when it's in a cue card format for me because all the information is condensed. I still have all the information I need to know. I'll use my specification as a guideline of what I need to put on the cards, and I'll go through my lecture notes ensuring that I have all the information on each card. I usually draw diagrams, little flow chart and note forms of all the different bits and pieces I need to know for a topic. And then once I finish all my cue cards for a module, I will then sit, pick out a random cue card and speak out what I remember being on the card or what I think the topic revolves around and what I think I need to know. And then I'll obviously turn the card around when I can't think of anything more, see which points I missed, and then obviously jot them down again, go over them if I'm not quite sure or don't really understand. I also used to annoy my family and make them test me on my flashcards as well. It's great to get other people involved and get people testing you. I always used to ask my boyfriend, my brother and my mum. One of the classic and best ways to revise is always going over past papers. Try and do other past papers because quite a lot of the time some of the content will be the same, and yeah, just keep going through past papers because the questions will be exactly like the ones or similar to the ones you get in your exam. If you're looking for the perfect app to revise, my number one recommendation would be Quizlet. I use this all the time, as you can see in my GCSEs. I did French stuff on there, lots of different revision materials on there. I really like doing the tests personally, and yeah, I've just decided to do a genetics one because I have a genetics exam coming up in the next couple of weeks. I noted down my score and what questions I got wrong, and then looked into them a little bit more in detail, referring back to my cue cards and seeing which information I missed out or messed up on. One little thing that works for me whilst I'm doing revision is putting on study YouTubers in the background. I don't know, I just find this really motivates me and makes me want to work alongside them. It feels like you're on a little study date with someone. So I usually put on either Revision with Eve or Unjaded Jade's video. I find their voices really calming, and I like when someone else is working with me sometimes, which kind of smoothly moves me on to my next point. Sometimes I will meet up with my friends. Me and Megan had a little revision date this day and just sat in silence, but it's just nice to have a bit of company around you so you don't feel like you're isolating yourself. It's quite nice to just sit there in someone else's company, having a few snacks and just cracking on. And then a final suggestion is changing up your environment. Sometimes if I sit in my room for too long, I will become demotivated and become more unproductive because I just feel like I'm stuck in this little room. So I will sometimes change environment and go to maybe like a cafe or the library somewhere I've been to a few times. So on this day I just headed to the library, sat down, and being in a different environment kind of like pushed me to keep going, and I wasn't so like restricted in my environment. It also helped seeing other students working a lot because I feel like that's something that motivates me. If I see other people working, then it pushes me rather than stops me. And I don't really see it as a negative if other people are working, because I know a lot of people will be like, oh my god, they're working so much harder than me, but you should just see it as a positive and try and like work alongside them and push yourself and get the best grades that you possibly can by working. But make sure you give yourself plenty of breaks, please, because that's something that I really regret in A-levels. I just focused my whole time on work and I had no breaks, and it literally made me so stressed. So please have breaks. Thank you very much for watching this video. I really hope some of these revision techniques helped you guys. Hit the thumbs up if they did, subscribe down below if you're new, and I will see you very soon for a brand new video. Bye!